My name is Mark, and I want to share a story about something that happened to my younger sister, Amber. It's something that still haunts me to this day. Amber was always a lively, cheerful girl. At 16, she was full of energy, always the center of attention. Our parents had recently moved us into a new house, a bit old but charming. It had this large attic that Amber and I would often explore, finding all sorts of old furniture and forgotten items. One afternoon, Amber found an old diary hidden inside a dusty trunk. It belonged to a girl named Lily, who lived in the house many years before us. The entries were mostly mundane, talking about school, friends, and her crushes, until we got to the last few pages. They were filled with disturbing, incoherent scribbles, talking about the man in the attic. Amber, being the brave soul she was, decided to make a game out of it. She would go up to the attic every night and read aloud from the diary, daring this man to show himself. At first, it was just a joke, but then strange things started happening. It began with small noises, footsteps, whispers, and the sound of furniture being moved. Amber would laugh it off, saying it was just the house settling. But I noticed her laughter becoming more forced. She stopped inviting her friends over, and I would often catch her staring blankly at nothing. One night, I woke up to the sound of Amber screaming. I rushed to her room, and she was thrashing around, saying the man was coming for her. Our parents thought it was just a nightmare, but I knew it was something more. The next morning, Amber was different. She was quiet, withdrawn, and wouldn't meet anyone's eyes. When I asked her what happened, she just said, "He's here." That night, I decided to sleep in her room to protect her. I stayed up, keeping watch, and just after midnight, I heard heavy footsteps coming from the attic. I gathered my courage and went up there. It was dark and cold, much colder than the rest of the house. As I looked around, I saw something that made my blood run cold. In the corner, there was a shadowy figure, not quite a man, but not entirely a shadow either. It was just standing there, watching me. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. Then it spoke in a voice that was both a whisper and a scream. "She's mine." I don't remember how I got back downstairs, but I found Amber standing at the bottom, her eyes wide with terror. She just nodded, as if she knew what I had seen. The next day, we moved out. Amber refused to talk about what happened, but she was never the same. Years have passed, and I still can't forget that night. Amber moved away for college, but she always calls me whenever she hears strange noises. We never went back to that house, and I often wonder about Lily and if she ever escaped the man in the attic. So, if you ever find an old diary in a forgotten trunk, be careful. Some stories are better left untold.